everyone, and welcome to the most fun you can have with any of your senses, Hack the Dino Gaming Cast. I am, I was too busy thinking of an introduction for this guy that I didn't think of one for myself. I am the personification of malice and ill intent, Ben Rosenthal. And I am joined by one of my co-hosts, as pretty much nearly always.
Most of the time.
He's known as the Enabler. And for the very first time, I can actually announce it here, Floppy.
Yes, mate.
Floppy's written a book on poetry called Ode on a Floppy Urn. Floppy, why don't you give us a verse out of your brand new poetry book that is coming out today?
No.
Oh, come on.
No, mate.
Tell us
buy
all about it.
No, if you want to hear it, buy it. Don't be stingy.
Oh, my favourite is that sonnet that you penned so expertly on page 5.
Ode to flatulence.
Yes. Waft. It creeps in through the night, silently, deadly, cascading down until it reaches my holes. And then it gets a bit weird. Do you know what else is weird?
A lot of stuff, mate.
So, last week, of course, you and Anto weren't here. We had Mr. A Game on.
I only just found out that Anto wasn't here.
Yeah.
So I was the only one that missed out.
Well, it was a bit weird considering you were both on a space adventure eating pizza.
It's a lot better than a lot of the other stuff I've done when I wasn't here.
So Anto isn't back yet, unfortunately. Anto is still on his space adventure.
I accidentally left the spaceship door open. He flew out.
Yep, but he found a cobra.
Yeah.
So he's on a space adventure with a cobra.
Cobra.
The
snake.
The snake.
Or
the
like
spaceship.
the villain from G.I. Joe.
Either or's fine. Anyway, we got someone to fill in. No, it's not Jazz. You've seen them before. You'll see them again. You'll see them now. Boom! Brayden
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Yay!
How is everyone? I feel very small. Hello.
Yeah, bigger. Just the whole screen, Brayden.
There we go.
Just the whole screen.
Hi, everyone. It's
Yeah,
Brayden, and I'm
the-
back.
Now, if you
Cover
just move
floppy.
yourself up a little bit. No.
Just here. Hey, guys.
Yes.
It's me,
Do the arm
Floppy.
thing, do the
How
arm
you
thing.
doing? Incredible. Nothing has changed. The show is the exact same as the last time I was here.
As I was saying to Brayden earlier, Floppy and I are both in our 40s. This is our final form. Nothing will change. This is what you've got.
Yep.
This is me. This is my haircut for the rest of my life. I have found my uniform, which is what I wear.
Yep.
No thoughts, no needs.
Hawaiian shirt, preferably half a button done up.
Yep.
Oh, have you know they're called resort shirts?
Oh, resort shirts.
These are not restricted to one country.
Oh, sorry. No, actually, no. They are called Aloha shirts. That's actually...
really?
That's actually... I learnt that on a podcast recently. I can't remember
Was it
why.
a podcast of, hey, here's a whole heap of facts that are wrong? It's a resort shirt.
Okay. Well, I believe in some places they purely refer to them as a Aloha shirt.
Or,
Sounds-
I saw that.
for the podcast listeners, Patreon Michael Towns from Game Boy and Games has just said in the live chat over on twitch.tv/Hack the Dino, it's a midlife crisis shirt.
You know what? Midlife.
Here's a tip,
I've had
Brayden.
some crises.
You can take this with you as well as you go on in your ears, as you progress. How to avoid a midlife crisis? It's quite easy. Just don't grow up.
Or,
Ah.
I will say that I never really grew up. Brayden, you're going to have a midlife crisis. I would decide now. You could either have one like this
Or like this.
or like that.
I'll commit to like pulling the Dan McGuinness of spending too much money on random just hobbies that I'll suddenly get into.
Yeah. Like one thing we don't do here at Hack the Dino is spend a lot of money on useless stuff that no one needs.
No, not at all.
Anyway, this is a video game show where we talk about the past, present, and future of video games, news, previews, and discussions.
Not that you'd know from that intro, but
It's all the fun. We got Brayden back for a show. That's
True.
That's big time, big old cash money. If you like Brayden more on the show, send money. That's how it works.
I'm a little worried. Why is Dylan the villain in the chat apologizing to me in advance?
Well, so we have a little game that we play every couple of shows called
Quiz on your face?
No, called You're
Quiz on
Ready
Your
for
Face.
Quiz. You're Ready for Quiz.
No, that's a
Do you
crap
know I
name.
actually heard that
Quiz on
song
Your
the other
Face.
day? It's great. You're Ready for Quiz. Brayden, which one do you prefer? Quiz on your face or You're Ready for Quiz?
Y'all ready for quiz on your face?
No, look, one of them definitely is a little more in your face, and that's the one you're going to remember.
Okay. Anyway, so Brayden, who'd you bump into today?
I bumped into our wonderful friend Dylan the Villain, who this is prior to us organising for me to come on the show tonight. And Dylan came up to me and said, I have an absolute cracker question for the quiz tonight. And he told me I had my guess. And I will tell you this. I did get it wrong.
So what we'll do, you'll find out later on. So keep listening, keep watching, keep doing those things with your eyes. Keep that happening. As we quiz very shortly, but first, before we quiz everywhere and have to clean it up, Floppy.
Yes, mate.
What you been blowing? Blowing?
Doing? Maybe? Doing?
I would say
did that
playing
come from?
and doing.
Yeah, that did not work. I did that once to a customer at work, at the place that I work.
You blew 'em?
No, I meant to say buddy
Yep.
and mate, and I went and called him babe. This dude was like a 40-year-old biker. Did not find it funny, man. And so I did the next best thing, which you should do in all those situations, was to then try and explain yourself.
Yep.
Which only makes it better.
That's it. Oh, my God.
Oh, look at it. Braden, did you see that comment from Game Boy Dad in the live chat?
Oh, incredible.
Game
Thank
Boy
you so
Dad,
much.
his wife is watching because Braden's back.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
She got sick of looking at this good all the time.
She's got taste. She's married to Game Boy
Needs
Dad
variety.
and watches when Braden's on. I
Yeah,
think
needs
that
variety.
says all that.
Do you want to know why? Because when Braden's here, Braden fixes the stream deck so that we can do things like this.
The computer was so broken. Anyway, Floppy, what you been blowing?
I will say, you're not going to throw that. If anyone sees me wince in pain at the moment, it's not Ben's not doing anything weird on the desk. It's because I literally almost decapitated myself with 3 DVD cases in the throat earlier today. It's really sore. Sorry about that.
So, little known fact, DVDs, if you throw them like frisbees, they cut through things like Odd Job's hat.
Yeah. I have been doing, I actually been very busy over the last few weeks with work stuff and with kids, but on my spare time that I've been getting a little bit of, I'm still playing Mad Max, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have been playing the heck out of Mad Max as a palate cleanser between big heavy games or narrative heavy games. And I have never finished this back in the day, but I'd forgotten how cool it is. And like how good it looks for a game that I'm pretty sure came out in 2016.
Yep.
With a really limited color palette. Somehow, whether it's the lighting and contrast or things that they do, it's amazing.
So, it's like Arkham Asylum?
It's like the Arkham series combat, so like very heavy into counters and parries and combos, but it's really easy to do. And then the car combat is actually quite simple and just well done. So they've gone simplicity, but simplicity done really, really well and really polished.
Oh, I like the way that they're just standing there like every martial art movie ever.
Like I said, it's simple.
No, it's good.
You know that when you're in a fight, you got to take your turn.
Well,
Having said that, that'll be very early on in the game where they go a little bit easier and they give you timing. Later on, you'll get rushed by 10 guys.
oh, cool. Awesome.
And then you'll get more counters with like shotguns and things like that. It is a really cool game. It's a fetch quest game, but each little thing is really easily achievable, and the map is amazing at telling you where everything is. Each little section has a hot air balloon that you can go up into, use your binoculars, and it marks everything on your map.
So it's like the towers, in
Assassin's
Uncharted
Creed.
and Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Breath of the Wild.
It's just solid, man. The driving is really good. The
That's
car,
cool.
you get to build your car, so your magnum opus, because at the start of the game, you're in your XB Falcon that you know from like the first few Mad Max films and the first part of Fury Road. It gets stolen and trashed, and he's like all really angry now and mad, funnily enough. And you meet this mechanic, or Blackfinger as they're known as, called Chum Bucket, cool guy, who takes you on a mission to build your magnum opus. And you get to choose. It's like there's a number of car bodies and upgrades that you can do to customize it and make it yours. It's really cool fun.
Nice.
It is totally worth. If you've got the Essentials collection for PlayStation Plus, it's on there for free.
Yeah, and also if you got it when it first came out on PlayStation Plus as well, which I think I do, you can play it on PS5.
Yes.
Yep, cool.
Yep. Oh, and Australian voice actors is always cool.
Oh, really? Actual Australian ones?
Actual Australian voice
Not
actors.
guys
Sounds
going like
Nah.
this, mate.
Sounds good.
Oh, cool. Sounds grouse.
Yeah.
Sounds totally tubular. And other Aussie colloquialisms.
Nice.
Yeah. So just Mad Max?
That's pretty. I'd started Ocarina of Time, but I haven't had. That's a little bit full on for me to go back to yet. So I'm going to start that up again soon. I've been very, very busy.
It's hard going back to those type of games. So, for example, the other day,
I was enjoying it. I'm enjoying
it's
it.
a great game. I was just pottering around my games room, and my DS was there. So I opened it up, and Chrono Trigger was in there. I went, oh yeah, I'll see what game. I booted up the game that I'd played last, and I was up to a boss fight with Scarlet and one of her mutants, and they absolutely trounced me. I played it for like 10 minutes. I went, okay, let's put that away.
I think we've talked about it before a long time ago. We need dad mode.
Yeah.
Whereas if you start a game you haven't played in a while, it automatically goes through. This is a quick little rundown of the buttons that you use.
Yep.
And this is what's happened in the story so far.
Oh, well, I don't have a problem with that because I've played Chrono Trigger so many
but that's
times.
that one game. Every other game that you go back to eventually.
Speaking about games that I go back to eventually, I picked up and actually got to play some games this week.
No way.
I know, right? I've got in my hot little
Whoa.
hands here the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection. I got it for the PS5. This, of course,
So
is
good.
the collection of all the 90s Ninja Turtles games from the arcade game.
13 on there.
Yeah. There's a couple of copies. But you've got the Super Nintendo, the NES versions. You've got the Game Boy versions that are on here. What I was most impressed about with this is going through the extras. And they have so many extras there. They've got like art books. They've got comics that you can read.
That's cool.
The Eastman and Laird, the very first one, and other IDW comics, just single issues. Then it said TV shows, and I went, oh, what is that? And I got really excited because I thought they had samples of TV shows on there.
Ooh.
No, they've just got stills, so it was a bit of a disappointment.
Did they just say a turtly online play?
They did, because
totally?
puns are awesome. So this is fantastic.
Do you have a favourite game that's on there?
Out
of all the ones that are on there?
So the arcade game was one of my favourites because I used to play it on the arcade. However, now I can see it for what it is, and what it is a coin muncher.
Right.
So
it's just hard.
So if you have the ability to do continues all the time, it loses its point because you can get to the end and you just accept that you're going to die. It's like Fortnite. You just accept you're going to die. That's right. I compared Ninja Turtles to Fortnite. Fight me, everyone.
I feel like you're on a mission to compare anything to
Have
Fortnite.
they been in Fortnite yet?
There's been a leak that they will be. But actually, the Game Boy games are really good. Really, really good. Also, the NES version, the very first Ninja Turtles game on the NES, that impossible one. I was talking to King Kaiju yesterday, and we were reminiscing about it, and we both got stuck in exactly the same spot. So, good to see that Braden said before that, we've peaked, like nothing's changed. Yet my motor skills have not changed from when I was about 12 years old, because I still can't get past that part. So I've been playing that. That's great.
That's awesome.
Another game I've been playing is Live Alive.
Is it Live Alive, or is it Live Alive, or is it Live Alive?
It's probably Live Alive.
Or Live Alive.
Live Alive, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, we'll get more into the English language and how stupid it is a little bit later on.
Oh, well, we won't.
We will.
Okay.
But I got this game recently, and I played the demo originally, and it was enough for me to hook me in. So basically, it's an anthology tale.
It's very much like this guy, isn't it?
It is, but kind of different.
Okay.
In that...
it's the same, but different.
Same, but different. Maybe the same company to start off with.
Yeah.
But they're anthology tales, so you can choose where you want to start. So I started in the Shinobi world, and you have a mission, and you go out and complete that mission. And once that's done, you then go to another character in another world in another time zone and complete their mission. So, for example, there's a caveman, and the caveman just doesn't speak.
Okay.
It just grunts, and you have to make up the story as you go. You've got the Shinobi who is sneaking through an enemy fortress.
Yep.
You can choose to do a pacifist run where you don't attack anyone, or you can just go and kill them all, and you get rewarded for each. Really cool. Like visually, this thing looks stunning. Like I love that new 3D pixel art. It's a really, really fun game to play. It plays like a game from the 80s, early 90s, like one of those real simple RPGs.
How long do you think it is?
I'd say 30 hours.
I was actually about to look it up. Let's
Oh, right. How long to beat?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big game to my knowledge, but I really love it. Even the fighting style with the grids that pop up, and then you move around, and once you're within range in the grids, that you can attack them, and they also have a grid that can attack you. I got up to the boss in the Shinobi land, and he just trounced me.
This looks so pretty.
I either need to grind or... One thing that makes me really angry, especially with Octopath Traveler 2 coming out, is Man, I would love a Chrono Trigger remake with these graphics. Like, you don't need to touch the gameplay. Just do the graphics. It would be perfect. And then all the Chrono Trigger games would come down in price and I can actually afford one.
Or they'll go up because everyone will discover what the game is like. Who's don't know what it is
Well,
yet.
then they can get it on Apple iPhone, like everyone else. And finally, a game that I actually streamed a couple of times.
Just very, very quickly.
Yes.
Are you loving this resurgence of strange 2.5D?
Absolutely.
art
I
and
really
everything?
enjoy looking at it. So
I
cool.
love it so much. It's so good. Like the Octopath Traveler 2 trailer that we saw at the latest Nintendo Direct.
Which we'll talk about after.
Yeah, my jaw dropped. It was beautiful. I'm ignoring that comment.
Would that be the one that says Chrono Trigger bad from Game
Correct.
Boy Dad in the chat?
Correct.
All right, cool.
And one other game that I actually streamed here on twitch.tv/Hack The Dino was a game called Pokey Wilds. Now, I've spoken about this a couple of times on the show.
Yeah, what is this? I don't
So,
know what it is, and I've seen it pop
It's
up
a
in the
fan-made
Discord.
game.
Okay.
It's based in, well, it has the Gen 2, so Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Silver graphics. Oh, you even pulled up the stream. Brayden, you're a machine. So it's a randomly generated island or land. Mm-hmm. You put there with a Machop, who has the ability to battle and
That's
the ability...
fighting dude, right?
Yeah, yeah. The one you had a shiny of and you didn't realise was a shiny.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Brayden, do you remember that story?
Which was this?
So Floppy was playing
My
Pokemon...
ignorance with Pokemon.
Oh, yes, when you had a shiny and didn't even know it.
because you saw a normal Machop and go,
my
isn't he
God.
supposed to be green?
Incredible.
No.
No.
So good.
Why is that dude not green?
Anyway, so it randomly generates a world. And you go around exploring. You can capture other Pokemon. You have to craft Pokeballs out of apricots. You have to...
What?
Yeah, so, well, that's in the lore anyway.
Out of apricots.
Out of apricots, yeah. You can craft different balls.
I had a pair of shoes that smelled like apricots once.
You capture Pokemon and use their abilities to cut stuff down, to fly, to surf, just like the games. But their abilities the Pokemon already have. Some Pokemon are docile and want to be your friends and they'll just jump into your party. Some will run and charge and attack you and they're like 50 levels above you and just wipe out your whole team. Then you can go across and go to a new area, which releases a new biome. Then they have other things like a temple that you'll go into and you'll go down. And as you go down this temple, it gets darker and darker and darker. And higher level Pokemon come up. And then at the end, there'll be a big-ass legendary Pokemon.
So
I
it's just
found-
a Pokemon game.
It is, but it's an open world RPG survival game.
Okay.
So at night, unless you've got a fire-type Pokemon with a light, ghosts will come and attack you.
Whew, no thanks.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. The last stream that I played, I managed to find the big build, a key to a big building, and went in there and fought Mewtwo, and just trounced me. So when I do stream it again, this is one game that I've been playing just on the Dino PC, and that's not the reason the Dino PC is broken. Yeah, I'm going to grind up my Pokemon and level
Oh,
them up.
into powder and
That's
sprinkle
so
them on
gross,
chips.
you monster.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Pokemon Go, where like you send them to the grinder for candy.
What?
Yeah, you do. That's what happens.
You send them on a date with a Pokemon of the same gender, and they have a great time and
Yep.
a good
Oh,
fling,
grinder.
and then you get experiences from it.
Yeah, that's it. All the fun. Anyway, Pokey Wilds, the Pokemon company, do not recommend playing this. And
Of course they don't.
if Nintendo saw this, if Jeff Nintendo saw this, you wouldn't know who Jeff Nintendo is, but those of you who
Steve
saw last stream-
Nintendo's dad.
that's right. It's his uncle.
No, it's his dad.
Well, who's his uncle who works at Nintendo?
Oh, that's Steven Nintendo.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, Pokewild's great. I'll probably play it again soon. But Brayden, what have you been doing with yourself and playing?
Yeah, I have been actually playing something, and I
So
I
the game of life.
I can't believe I'm just outing myself like this.
Does Michaela know?
So
It's alright, she doesn't watch.
So I've been house sitting at Michaela's, and I didn't take my PS5 with me because I was like, I want to sit down and I want to get through my reading pile. So I took a bunch of books and I've been reading.
You can call them comics. It's okay.
But then I found out that this game you can actually just play in your browser on itch.io. It's only $2 on Steam. I highly recommend everyone check it out
Is that all the best games are?
because it is amazing.
This is a dating sim, isn't it?
No.
Are you a pigeon in
It
this?
is not a dating sim. No, it is
You're a sloth.
Vampire Survivors.
Oh, this is like Arcane. Arcane.
Arcane?
It's a survival but it's almost like an idle game.
It looks like a mobile game.
All you control is moving around.
Yep.
And once you get enough XP, you get an upgrade, and that could be a new weapon, or it could be some kind of like stat boost.
Are you in a mechanical suit?
Well, there's different characters that you can get. It's all like making fun of like Castlevania and all that jazz, because that's obviously what it's going for. It is so good. It is so addictive in the sense of just like, I was sitting there watching a YouTube stream and like a VOD on YouTube, and I didn't realize that I had been playing Vampire Survivors for the entire 3-hour stream. It was 12:30 at night. And I had work at 7 the next day.
You're a young man. You can do that on 3 hours.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Barely. But I legitimately went, oh shit. And like, I actually like looked around, like not at the TV and not at my laptop playing this game. And like the rest of the house looked like something out of a horror movie. Like I was not paying attention at all. I just zoned out. It's so fun, you guys. You got to try it.
Then he realized it was actually Thursday. It's not been 3 hours.
It's
3 days.
It's been 84 years.
I cannot recommend it enough because it is just so simple to like try, and like the fact that you can try it, like it's $2, but then you can also just try it like in browser for nothing.
That's pretty cool.
I highly recommend it. It's such like an easy little game. Like you can do a run, and like the first run you do, you might survive like less than 10 minutes, depending on like what items you get and everything. But as you start to learn their combinations and everything, and like some items end up getting more powerful depending on which stat cooldown thingamajigs you get. It's really deep, but is also really easy.
So the stat things, like just like a D&D reroll?
Cooldown on like when a weapon can hit. So like starting out, you have a whip, which is hilarious. Like, of course you're going to start with a whip because it's Castlevania type. And so it can only whip in one direction. And it can only whip members of one direction. And you can get an upgrade.
That's a cat of nine tails.
The first upgrade you get for the whip is it attacks a second time. So then when it whips in front of you and behind you, so you can hit more enemies. But then you can also get a cooldown boost where it takes 8% off your cooldown time, and then it goes faster. And then you can get the Holy Bible to float around you, and then you can upgrade that until you've got 8 Holy Bibles floating around you. And then you can have garlic, and if any enemies get close to you, they take damage.
Oh, is that a boss?
Yeah, and little bosses just appear at, I think, at like every minute mark or so.
Can you get a holy hand grenade?
No, you can't get a holy hand grenade. You can get a Holy Bible, you can get garlic, you can get the rune trace is cool because it just like bounces around the screen.
George Foreman grill. You can get George Foreman grill.
You can get a George Foreman grill. Yeah, I highly recommend people check it out. It's so it's like I heard people freaking out about it on a podcast like 2 months ago, and then I just went, "Oh, try this out."
What's it called again?
Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
He's downloading it now.
It's weirdly not on the App Store on like mobile at all. If you search for Vampire Survivors, it'll come up with a bunch of games that have instantly copied it in like an instant.
Oh, like Flappy Bird?
Oh, immediately.
You're not supposed to play it now, man. We're doing a show.
Oh, sorry.
But it is legitimately very, very fun. And
That
it's
was cool.
hilarious coming from me because like, how many 2D pixel games do you see me playing?
One of us.
One
of us.
currently,
One of us.
I've seen you play one.
Yep, exactly right.
Like, really, what hope do you have, though, Brayden? You work for Dan
Yeah.
and Ross, and
You're friends with us.
yeah,
I know,
like,
it's bound to happen at some point.
you have no choice.
Dan, I will say this. I will take up some of my time as well to very quickly mention. Dan is 100% in Cyberpunk right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you know what? He hasn't even watched the anime, which is what's brought other people into now playing Cyberpunk and it being a big deal suddenly. Straight up, he just randomly got into Cyberpunk.
Awesome.
And like, he's playing it on his PS5. He's deleted every other game off his PS5. He's he's not even on the PS Plus like subscription games catalog thing anymore. He's got rid of that, and he's like, I'm just gonna commit and play Cyberpunk.
Wow.
I kind of want to do it as well.
I'm also there as well.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start up a new game. I've got the PS5 version now.
Yep.
Yeah, I reckon.
No, I
it's time
kind of
to boot
want
it
it.
up.
Damn it. We can't
Sure,
all play
we
the
just
same thing.
all
We'd
should
all-
end up playing
Our shows would be
Cyberpunk.
so boring with what you've played.
This is a Cyberpunk podcast now where we talk about Cyberpunk 2077. The game that launched brilliantly and continues to be brilliant in every single way.
Definitely.
Do you know what's not brilliant in every single way?
Yes, I do.
When Why do I get the feeling? Anyway, Floppy,
Yes, mate.
you want to tackle this next
I will.
item?
So something we're going to talk about is something that we're pretty sure everyone knows about. Recently, Rockstar had their digital systems hacked and some of their property stolen and released online. We don't like to give these types of people media coverage if we can, because let's face it, that's what they want. What we at Hack the Dino would like to do, though, is to draw your attention and what was the word I'm looking for? Not commemorate. That's a wrong word.
Celebrate?
Celebrate the actions that have been taken by other companies, other devs in response to what's happened to Rockstar, where they have released some of their early concept stuff for their own games out into the wild.
Some critically acclaimed games released pre-release footage so people could see what a pre-release game actually looks like. So people who may have seen these leaked and illegally obtained videos were complaining about how the next game looks in that series.
And other companies have come to bat for their competitor,
Yeah,
essentially.
one of them was Remedy with Control.
Yep.
Graphically beautiful game. Cult of Lamb, Uncharted, Sea of Thieves, all these games released pre-rendered footage in order to stand hand in hand with Rockstar Games at this bullshit of a time that they're having.
Definitely. So we will not talk or show or give airtime to these people. What we will do is we will celebrate Rockstar's achievements when they release their work and they showcase theirs. We like to commemorate the creators, not the people that steal stuff.
And just very, very quickly on that, the hacker that did do that also went after Uber.
Idiot.
FBI are after him now. Good. So eat a thing that you don't like. Hacker man, there they are. They're just hacking. They wouldn't steal a car, would they?
You wouldn't steal a car, no.
You wouldn't steal a car. Do you know what I would steal, Floppy?
No. What? Ben?
Hours out of my day to work hard and earn money so I can buy a new PS5. Yeah, saved it there, didn't I?
Yes.
So there has been information has leaked about a new PS5 coming in 2024. Now,
I haven't heard
before
this
you
or
get
seen this.
excited, it's nothing too revolutionary. The insides are basically going to be the same, but this is via Tom Henderson, who is a very reputable reporter in the game industry. It will be an all-digital PS5, and moving forward, all PS5s will be digital only. However, you will have the ability to attach an SSD, an SSD, and a disk drive as well. So if you still want physical media, you can attach a disk drive to it, as well as an SSD hard drive.
Reputable is this person? How
Fairly.
legitimate is this?
Tom Henderson is pretty well known.
Yeah, but
Braden?
I just find that really interesting. I hadn't heard about it.
yeah, I call bullshit.
That's like so it's kind of like it'll be like streaming service kind of
Yeah, they want to
thing.
focus more on the digital frontier, I guess.
Because the
the metaverse, if you will.
consoles are exactly the same, but one of them has a disk drive attached.
Correct.
That's it.
That's
so
it,
why
yep.
would they change that?
I think they just want to streamline. I'm
I
assuming...
think that makes it harder. They have to make something modular now.
I don't know.
But I mean, look, I'm saying that without ever having built a console, or designed one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
But on the other hand, in another life, you were very good with electrics. So,
well, that's a very different thing. I was an electrician.
no, but that's all the same. That's all electricity.
I didn't design stuff.
Sure you did. You could build a car right now if you wanted to.
It's true, I can.
Yeah.
And out of these glasses
Like MacGyver.
and this book.
It's MacGyver crossed with Electro.
You give me duct tape, a paperclip, and some bicarb soda,
He's got a very pointy hat.
I'll build you a car.
I just found out. Shout out to The Verge, I guess. I was trying to find some visual aid to bring up on the screen, and I couldn't really find anything. But I did somehow come back to Microsoft tried to add on disk drive option one time.
I remember that.
Like this dude's like showing off
That bombed
Xbox
so
360
bad.
disk drive.
Yeah.
Like what?
Do you remember when you saw them in shops?
No.
No, you don't.
Were they even released here?
That was the point.
I couldn't tell you. Don't think so.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think they were released
And that was
here.
360.
That's 360.
era?
That was a long time ago.
Oh wow.
That was what, 2007?
Anyway,
Man, they even got a default character to show it off.
NPC Bob.
it could be worse. He could be bald with a
So
moustache.
that'd be interesting to see where that info came from.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep an eye on it, and when it comes
please
out,
do.
I'll be sure to gloat about my news that I researched.
Things that we do know are coming out though. That a lot of people got very excited. This guy, almost impossibly excited.
If I'd seen another black screen with Anuma standing in front of it, seppuku all the way. Anyway,
That got dark real quick. So we're going to announce, Ben. We've got a release date, Ben.
we've got a release date and a name of Breath of the Wild 2. It will be forever called Tears or Tears of the Kingdom.
Now, can I just say, I heard, now I don't know how true this is. It could be bullshit and I could have just believed it. Someone told me that they didn't release the name of this in the UK at the same time due to the death of the Queen.
Correct.
Is that real?
Yep, they didn't show the
That
direct
is
in the UK.
legitimately.
I feel like that's a bit
So
precious.
so the Nintendo Direct was being live streamed across the world, and then the UK were like, oh no, like Nintendo UK were like, nah, we can't show that live stream. The Queen died a couple days ago.
Well, surely, I'm pretty sure no one's going to relate this to the Queen. Like,
No,
surely
but
you know that they're
are
two
you
very
ready for the
different things.
kicker, Floppy?
What's that?
So rather than live streaming it,
Went up on
an hour
YouTube.
after it started, they just put it up on YouTube.
Went up on YouTube.
I feel like that's pretty much just the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
let's talk about
heard
this game.
that Nintendo Scotland actually showed the live stream twice.
Look at that game. Look at that.
Looks
That looks
amazing.
cool, man.
So we've got Tears or... So the first thing that people were debating about, is it Tears or is it Tears?
Didn't
Because
someone say it?
the English... No. The
Oh.
English language is stupid. It's the stupidest language. It's the hardest one to learn.
You got to take it into context.
Tears or Tears. Now, one of the theories I heard, and this sounds like a cool game, and it was never going to happen. But if it was Tears, there is a part where in this front, the forward bit of the trailer that we can see, where there is 7 icons around a figure, which we can see on the screen now. And people were saying maybe they're tears in the kingdom, and there's been 7 3D Zelda games released. So what they were saying is each of these tears of the kingdom was an area
Are we going
out
to
of...
have a Zelda multiverse?
Well, there already is one, technically,
Ah, man.
because it goes into 3 timelines.
Okay. But not in one game, though.
So that was the theory that was floating around on the internet. Then someone who is a lot smarter than the majority of people, and I didn't see the original person, just went to the Japanese site and translated the title out of katakana and went, nah, it's Tears. Done.
Straight away.
Yep.
So it is Tears, like
It is
crying,
Tears,
like-
and then Nintendo
Well, that's
came
what
out.
I thought it was.
Yeah, Nintendo came out a couple of days later and went, nah, it's Tears.
I was so excited for Link to have to fight the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah. Well, now he can just cry over them. Oh, murder.
But yeah, this looks really cool. I really dug that giant sort of rock eagle kite thing.
The Goblin Glider.
Yeah,
Could
that's
you
the
call it Eagle Rock?
one. Hey.
Boo.
It was a good old eagle, right?
Boo. No, it was a Goblin Glider. Anyway, game looks fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. Everyone's going to say it's fantastic, and we're all going to have a fantastic time.
I only just heard this recently, and I'm very curious about it. I heard someone say they're thinking they might be pulling a Metal Gear Solid 2.
No.
I don't think so.
That's like a theory that's going around, though.
I doubt it.
Raiden's going to be in a Zelda game?
No, Link's running around naked.
Yep.
No, I highly doubt that. If
Yeah.
they were to do that, it would be Zelda. But remember when we first saw glimpses, and you didn't actually see Link's face and Zelda had short hair,
Yeah.
and I was going, oh, maybe you're actually playing a Zelda in this game and you're rescuing Link and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I highly doubt it. I doubt it very much. The one thing that they have pointed out are little Easter eggs. So in this scene here where we see Link running out, very reminiscent of Breath of the Wild.
Runs like Tom
And,
Cruise.
yeah, jumping off. Just up and to the left or up and to the right, there is an island that resembles Skyloft, I think it's called.
Yeah, like Skyward Sword
in
stuff.
Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
So, of course, the original Breath of the Wild had a lot of connections back to Zelda lore. It had Lon Lon Ranch from Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
A lot of the areas were named after.
Oh, I've just come across that place in Ocarina of Time.
there you go.
I know that now.
So a lot of the connections to previous Zelda games were there, and I believe they're just continuing that. Someone did pull a screenshot, and I can't remember where it is, but off in the distance you can
I've got to
almost
say,
see the...
their animation is very choppy.
This is running on the Nintendo Switch Lite.
a launch system.
It's the Wii U version.
Yeah. Either way, I am extremely excited about this and can't wait for it to be Game of the Year in 2023.
You know, I've never finished Breath of the Wild. It makes me want to go back and actually finish it.
Yeah, I've finished it twice. Both times the final boss fight is disappointing.
I'm okay with that because if by the end of it, I just want it done usually.
Yeah, wow. But yeah, Braden, you gonna jump in the Breath of the Wild universe again?
Well, I mean, I didn't really jump into the last one. I like dipped a toe in. You know what? I might like. I will eventually, probably try to play Breath of the Wild again, and I'll probably be more receptive to it now that I know what to expect going in.
Fun.
But I mean, it's definitely the type
ability
of
to
thing
climb.
where I'm probably gonna watch someone play it, like when it gets released. Like I did the same with Elden Ring. Like I would never play Elden Ring, but I watched someone play Elden Ring. So
I wouldn't even do that. I could be playing another game.
well, I was playing Vampire Survivors at the time, so
Wow.
Can I just point out in the chat, Michael Towns, Breath of the Wild Wild West, Due
Wiki,
West,
wiki, wiki.
Desperado.
Speaking of the Wild Wild West, that's not where the Yakuza are. And they're not in Japan anymore because the Yakuza is done. That's right, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. The Yakuza series is now called Like a Dragon.
like a dragon.
And I believe that's what it's called over in Japan.
Yeah, I believe so.
So the next game to come out will be called Like a Dragon 8, which is set to launch in 2024. And it will star dual Yakuza protagonists Kiryu and Ichiban. So it will have an English dub of the game. However, Yakuza Inshin, which is the re-release of the PSP game, I believe, on consoles, won't have a English subtitle. English
dub.
It will have English subtitles.
Man, good year for PSP remakes.
Well, I mean, they got them sitting there. What else are you going to do with them? They're not like Nintendo. They like, making money off IP that people love to play again.
You should be listening, Konami.
Konami. Oh yeah, remember their big reveal? Oh, we're going to bring back a franchise that you all love, and people are going, oh, Silent Hill, oh, Metal Gear, oh,
What was it?
It was Sudoku or something like that. Some JRPG that I don't know about. Triple India will tear his hair out. Sudoku?
Sudoku.
Yeah, that one.
I was like, Sudoku? Like,
They bring out
that
Sudoku.
puzzle game you all loved.
Incidentally,
Scrabble.
this isn't the notes, but very, very quickly, there was a leaker called The Insider or something like that who used to leak a lot of games.
Original name.
Yeah, I know, right? Has recently deleted their account because their real identity got found out. And it was a guy called, I think, The Real Dan Allen. He was a video game journalist and reporter who used to get invited to a lot of events and
Not
preview
anymore.
screenings. And he would sign NDAs and then go and leak as this other personality on this other Twitter account, get really, really well known for leaking all this information that he's illegally breaking a contract.
I'm pretty sure you can do time for that.
Yep. So all his Twitter accounts have disappeared, and he also admitted that he made up all the Metal Gear and Silent Hill remake rumors. Yeah.
Douchebag.
Wow.
See, this is why I hate rumors.
Yeah. Cool guy.
Great album.
Floppy,
Yes, mate.
you want to talk about Street Fighter 6?
You can talk about Street Fighter 6.
You don't want to talk about Street Fighter 6? You want to jump into Street Fighter 6?
I don't know anything about Street Fighter 6.
Okay, let's talk
I'm
about
not a
Street
Street
Fighter
Fighter guy.
Street Fighter 6 is on its way. It had a showing of the majority of the game so far. It will feature crossplay across PC. I believe it's coming to Xbox, PS5, not Switch, funnily enough. They announced the full roster with Luke, Jamie, Manon, the classic Manon, classic Kimberly, Marissa, Lily, all those guys that you love.
No.
JP, your mate JP. Juri, DJ, Cammy, Ryu, E Honda, Blanca, Guile, Ken, Chun-Li, Zangief, and Dowsum. They'll all be in it. But there are 3 areas to the game. You have World Tour, you have Battle Hub, and you have Extreme Battles.
So is this just like story mode, multiplayer mode, and PvP or something?
Yeah, pretty much. So World Tour acts as the game's single-player mode and allows players to create and customize their own avatar to interact with the world. The custom fighters can build their stats through interactions with masters like Ryu, Chun-Li, and other Street Fighter characters, while challenging NPCs to fight. When a player initiates a battle, the game will switch from dialogue to battle instantaneously. Brayden.
What?
Does this mean that you train with people from the original games and then gain their abilities to
Correct.
customize?
You can learn how to do a dragon uppercut. You can learn how to electrocute someone as Blanca.
That was a Pokemon that just turned into Blanca.
Yeah. Brayden, you look shocked.
Yeah, I'm just I'm so thrown. That's not what I was expecting.
No, me neither.
all.
Well, this is the single-player mode. So we know for a
Yeah,
while...
but what?
Also-
Wait, since when do they do that?
When did Blanca become a redneck?
he's a tour guide now.
He's a hipster.
He's
He's
a
not
tour
a redneck,
guide.
he's a hipster.
Next up, we have the Battle Hub, which will
Probably has
let
a
players
fixie.
challenge one another to online, ranked, and casual battles by sitting down at the in-game arcade cabinets. A section of the Battle Hub will also be dedicated to classic retro Capcom games, where players can link up in Street Fighter II Turbo Edition, or Magic Sword, or other classic Capcom arcade games. So you have this hub world where you can go up against someone and battle them. So you sit down and then you go into this big screen and that's your one-on-one fight.
So it's a digital arcade.
Yeah. With all their arcade machines from the past. So that's really cool.
I bet you no one will use it though.
I will.
I think it's cool, and I bet you you'll use it for 10 minutes.
I will play games.
And then go back to your custom character.
Yeah, probably. But again, it's something they didn't need to add, which they
it is
have
cool. It's
added,
cool.
which is really cool.
I like that. That was like a take on Guile's background, wasn't it?
Well,
is
it was
that
Guile.
that's the arcade?
Yep.
Yeah.
And finally, you have Extreme Battle, which I think is taking a leaf out of Smash Brothers. It takes a standard Street Fighter 6 fight and throws in random obstacles for a new and unique experience. Each match will have the specific rules to follow in order to achieve victory, while unique gimmicks like rolling balls, a charging ball, that's bad writing, Ben, and more add some unpredictability to the match. So basically items, where you have to complete specific tasks in order to pass the level.
So it's Fortnite, but in a 2D fighter.
Not so much Fortnite, I dare say.
No, I just mean you can, within the game itself, within the fight, there is other optional objectives.
Yeah, well,
that
I'd
right?
say kind of, but I think they're more than obstacles. In Smash Brothers Ultimate. Have you played Smash Brothers Ultimate?
I have installed the game and done some things with it.
So you go up.
I can't
and
play
You
Smash,
go up to
man.
a fight and it says, only use the black ball, and all pink balls will be falling, and then you have to get the black ball and use that in order
I
to pass
have
the
no
level.
idea what you're talking about.
While you're also battling someone. So it's a one-on-one battle, but you have an objective to reach while you're having that battle.
Okay.
Brayden.
I think Townsy's put my thoughts into it perfectly. SF Metaverse looks cool too. It's hitting this weird, the whole open world hub part of it is giving me big, as someone who's played the NBA 2K games, ashamedly, in recent years, it's giving that vibe of the online hub world area where you have to run to the shops to get different clothes, and then you
Drive a forklift.
You talk to this NBA player, and they give you a quest to go get this. It's giving those kind of vibes to me.
It's literally just putting running in between menu options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But it's weird. I feel like this looks like it's doing it better than I've seen other games do it. It's very interesting.
I was actually really impressed with how it looks.
I tell you what, I am really impressed with the fire effects and the special move effects. I'm less impressed with how many people are wearing overalls.
What are you going against overalls?
It's just weird, man. Nothing,
Floppy,
but
come on, you gotta get down to the farm, then go to
why
a
did
festival.
that become a thing?
Hey,
Get into
Brayden.
your overalls, man.
Must be a
Brayden.
young person thing.
Brayden, in this game, according to the story, Ken, all right, has had to run away from his family because he's been accused of some bad things. So he's in hiding.
Ken's cancelled?
No,
Oh.
even better. Ken is homeless, so he's Hobo Ken.
You should see yourself out.
God damn it. God damn it.
And Michael Towns in the live chat has just called it Street Farmer.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw him put in there Blanca, Alabama.
Sweet home,
Oh,
Blank,
Blank,
Alabama.
Alabama.
Finally, there'll be a closed beta for the Battle Hub from October
Beta?
7th. Yeah, whatever.
Better?
From October 7th to October 10th, you do have to sign up for it. When they first announced this, the
Yeah.
website crashed with people trying to sign up to get
Wow.
on the online.
Did Anto get on? Did you get on?
Anto and I have each put in a personal application and one for Hack the Dino as well, and it's completely random.
You know
So,
what? If you get it, you should totally let me play it.
Yeah, sure. That seems like a good way to do things.
Yes. So when is this coming out?
It is next year.
It is next to 2023.
2023. Do you know what else is coming out in 2023, Floppy?
Well, you know what? I never really put much thought into it until I read this run sheet and went, holy cow. The start of 2023, man.
Absolutely
is
packed.
Pretty packed with some quality stuff.
So I've got a list here of the games that we have release dates for.
There's a couple that I don't know too much about.
For the first 3 or 4 months of the year 2023. This isn't even all of them.
I know. This is like cherry picked.
These are the ones I thought they're interesting.
Now, Braden, how quick are you grabbing some footage for these first couple?
We'll see.
So maybe not the third one because that's
I'm
really full on.
I'm grabbing random ones, and if you happen to talk about those ones more than the other ones, then that's just convenient.
Okay.
Otherwise, footage on the screen might not match what we're talking
All right.
about.
Well,
Don't
let's
stress.
look at in January. First one you've got off the road. I actually don't know much about this one, but this is the next. Is it the mainline Fire Emblem game?
Correct. It was revealed during the Nintendo
Yeah.
Direct.
Called Engage. I don't know much about Fire Emblem, but I know the following that Fire Emblem has, and especially mainline games in them. I had a mainline game in the Fantasy Critic for 2022, unfortunately. Whoops.
Fuel was my counterpick, so I've saved myself some points there. So this was revealed in the latest Nintendo Direct that came out in September.
They always look so pretty.
They do. I think they're just following because there's no more Smash Brothers, and people are just really missing their announcement of a Fire Emblem character every 3-4 months.
So many characters.
They're just bringing out games now, just like every 3-4 months. New Fire Emblem game, just to make yourself feel, safe and
So is that
secure.
Is
Marth?
it a Nintendo Direct if you don't have a character from Fire Emblem?
Legally,
appear?
no.
Is that
Legally.
Marth?
Yes, that's Marth.
So these are previous characters. It's not a new
It's
game.
a mishmash of all the characters.
Ah.
So I don't think it's a multiverse type thing. I think it's plucking from history and the future. And
Sounds like a multiverse type thing.
no, it's history and future. That's not sideways. Multiverses are sideways.
You know what vibes I'm getting from that? I'm getting real Valkyria Chronicles 4 vibes.
I'm getting Denmark.
Like the country.
Yeah,
I mean, okay.
windmills.
Oh, yep, sure. Cool. Did you play Valkyria Chronicles 4?
No,
Very sort of, yeah, I'm getting vibes of that.
I did play Genshin Impact though, and that looks very similar.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, so that, straight off the ranks in January, Fire Emblem.
January 20th,
Yep. Then 4 days later, you get Forspoken. I'm keen.
which has already been delayed twice, I believe.
Yep, which is fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Games.
I
delay
am
games are
really keen for this. So to have this character gets yanked from, I think it's New York or LA or something, into this fantasy world with this bracelet now that gives her special powers. It looks very Assassin's Creedy to me, with little things to find within the map and just like the verticality of it as well.
The traversal looks really fun.
That's probably the word I should have used.
Yeah. No, verticality worked.
But yeah, like that whole, I get very actually Infamous vibes as well.
Yeah.
And it's like whole grappling thing just looks really cool. I love the way it looks. I'm really keen to check out what the story's actually just really like, which way the story's going on. I want to know what they're sort of doing with it. It looks really good, man.
I too.
I am very interested in seeing what this ends up being like.
We were a little worried about the story from memory because it was somewhat. The way the devs were describing it I can't recall exactly, but it wasn't the most inspiring
I just don't think they went too much of a. They just didn't really detail what it was really about. So they were kind of very generic about it.
Yes, yeah, and it could just be a marketing tactic. So when they
And Lord knows the marketing on Forspoken has not been great.
no. When was it originally supposed to be out? April.
April this year, and then October, I think, and then Forspoken. Anto in the chat has put out there also in January Crisis Core, which is huge, of course. That whole PSP remake coming in January as well.
Yep.
But one I'm really also keen on, and I'm not sure if we should show footage of this one because it is quite gruesome, is the remake of Dead Space. This looks unreal, man. So Dead Space, if you hadn't played Dead Space, go back, play it as well. Well, maybe don't actually. But if you played it today, it still stands up.
Really?
Like it is still terrifying. So it's still well made. It's so good.
The needle in the eye scenes still hold up?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep, they're
like
just as uncomfortable now as they were then.
Did when you played it, did you do it first time or did you see the gory mess that became your face?
Saw a gory mess.
Yeah, everyone did. Everyone did. What an awful thing.
I don't know anyone that didn't.
Brayden, you're a big fan of Dead Space.
And scary games.
I'm a big fan of the space horror genre, and I'm glad we're getting so many.
Hey, what is it with all the people that we get run the keys? They all love scary games.
Love the scaries.
Yeah. No, I nope. The most space you'll get out of me is Star Wars.
See, you could have used a really good pun there. The most space you'll get out of me is between me and my monitor when it comes
when Dead
on.
Space comes out.
Oh no, guys! YouTube's angry at us.
Oh, again?
Oh no.
Oh, sure, it's not Square Enix.
Probably. But yeah, I'm super keen.
I showed Forspoken footage. Damn it.
super keen for the Dead Space remake.
Yes.
Yes. Also, they've got the same team that did Dead Space has got Callisto Protocol, but that's this year. Can't wait for that.
So the Dead Space remake isn't made by the original team?
I think it's part of the original team.
I think it's not made by the original team
they've
because
moved on.
part of the original team are working on that other
Callisto
Dead Space
Protocol.
game.
I think the Dead Space remake is in conjunction, or they've had something to do with the original team. I don't know if it's a couple of members on there, or they've just been working with members to be able to make it.
It's funny that Callisto Protocols is coming out like end of this month, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
No, next month.
Brayden,
Why won't YouTube let us watch things?
we never have this problem when you're not here. It's because you're not signed in, by the way.
It's because you're too young, Brayden. Stop putting your birthday date in, mate.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't put 2008 in there.
Put one of ours in there.
And it just comes up and goes, bloody hell.
Just like, you're too old. Are you sure you don't need a nap?
Can I get you some tea? How about I rustle up you a quiche, Grandpa?
I've already ordered you some Denkarub. It's on the way. But yeah, so January, already packed.
Diapers aren't just for babies now.
Wow.
February.
But having said that, though, January, we never see anything in January, really, do you?
Well, times are changing. I think the Switch changed that when they launched a console in March.
Yeah. Nah, hell yeah.
Like, all rules just went out the window. So, why are we stuck to these archaic...
yeah, exactly, man.
Rules. Like, they're not even rules. They're just something that someone
It's
did.
just something that did, and then no one changed it.
Yeah, everyone just went along with it.
But then, so come February, straight off the bat in February, Dead Island 2.
Now, this has been...
Once again,
how many
probably
years?
not for Braden. Like 10 years?
Yeah, I reckon it was 10 years ago.
I think it was 10 years.
I was going to say, I remember this getting announced a decade ago.
When you were actually too young to play it.
Yeah, because they had that, honestly, great trailer of the guy running down...
the boulevard?
The boulevard.
Yeah.
Which, Goat Simulator
Goat Simulator parodied.
That
and
was
then
hilarious.
this came as like, what?
I
Timing.
Just realized, or just got told the other day that there is actually no Goat Simulator 2. They went from 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
it's
That's
real
great.
good.
I just assumed there was a 2 and I didn't know because I don't like Goat Simulator. But yeah. So yeah, Dead Island 2. I am super stoked for this. This is the kind of thing that I really like.
I like the way that you were really cautious about Dead Space showing gore, and then there's someone putting his fist through someone's face.
Yeah,
Well,
this
it's
is
more like
very
the other
violent.
one. Like, this is ridiculous. The other one is actually terrifying.
Oh, no.
This is funny. The other one's,
That's so bad.
I mean, maybe we should stop. And then coming up in the 10th, something I'm actually super keen for. I know Dylan the Villain is super keen for. Hogwarts Legacy. This game looks unreal.
They recently announced some DLC, exclusive DLC, if you
For
pre-order.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know
And
what it is.
it's a horror story.
Whoa.
Like in Hogsmeade, you go underground and it's like a horror story, and yeah.
So I've started reading these books with my kids. I buy them secondhand because, separate myself from the
Art from the artist.
Art from the artist. And they love it. I'm like, the world itself is so interesting and intricate. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this team have done with going, because this is how far before the books?
1,000 years.
1,000, yeah. I'm really
Like
keen.
100, not 1,000.
10,000 years.
A bajillion years. I'm really keen to see what they've done with the world and to see what they've done and created to show what it became.
I prefer the world when it was called The Books of Magic and created by Neil Gaiman like 5 years before these books came out.
Wow. Anyway, and I like the diversity that they've actually worked into this game. I think that's fantastic and a nice little how do you do.
Yeah, well, okay. I don't know. Oh, that's what it is.
I'm pretty sure you don't know how to spell theatre rhythm.
No, because it's a made-up word, and you make up words, you type
Isn't
it.
it 2 words, theatre and rhythm?
No, it's one word. One word. They've made one word out of it. But Theatre Rhythm also revealed in the Nintendo Direct that we saw in September.
It's a Final Fantasy rhythm game?
Yep.
Yeah.
But with added DLC. So it's a remake, I think, of the DS ones. Or a re-release, I should say.
I'm sure we'll hear from Anto in the chat in a second.
But with this, you also can have Nier Automata they're putting in there.
Oh, yes, I did hear that there was a whole bunch of other stuff in there as well.
Yeah, a lot of, I think Octopath Traveler as well,
Yep.
they're putting in there. So you basically, rhythm game, the more combos you get with the rhythm, the more you have powerful attacks against the battle. Is that how it works? Or is it just a tappy
Sure.
tap?
Well, I feel like one part there just looked like Guitar Hero, so...
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, also, so anyone who's a fan of, JRPGs is probably going to dig this. Even if you're not really a fan of rhythm games, you'll probably have a crack because of the music, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm that rare person that forgets that music's in video games.
I know, we used to play Braden versus the
Yeah.
World. Yeah. Oh, I should have bought that back. Oh, well, too bad. Then what do we got? Floppy.
Then we have Like a Dragon. So your mate Like a Dragon coming out on the 21st. So the next Yakuza, but not Yakuza.
No. This is the PSP remake.
Oh, this is the remake you were talking about. So this is the one without the dub?
Yep.
Yeah, sick. All right, cool. And after that, this is one I don't know. Sons of the Forest.
So just quickly, the Like a Dragon Inshin takes place, it's like a Yakuza game, but takes place in feudal Japan.
Oh,
Where
that's
a
cool.
samurai walking around, and it's based on a PSP game. There you
Yeah.
go. Like a Dragon Inshin. I'm going to have a look at this because, I'm a sucker for anything in this period. The fact that someone just popped out a screen then, maybe not.
This
Well-
had I wanted to show it, but YouTube wanted me to sign in to show our age. But the trailer for this that they showed in the State of Play was really good.
Why is he dancing?
No, he's fighting.
Okay.
He's got a gun.
He knows Gung Fu.
Gun Fu.
Yep.
That was a thing in a film that I saw.
It's also, what game's that? The where you're the bullet? Brayden, what you're
Bullet
the gun.
Bill?
No, and you're in an elevator, and it's a
Gun
dungeon crawler.
Carter is from
Gun
Equilibrium.
Carter from no.
Thank you,
there's-
Tansy.
What's the one where they curve the bullet? What's that? one?
Wanted.
Yeah.
That was great fun.
Anyway, Sons of the Forest. Brayden, tell us about Sons of the Forest, your favourite game.
Oh no! I just looked it up and realized what it was.
I don't know what this is.
It's, it's the sequel to The Forest.
Oh, I legit was looking at this and going, it looks like it might be a Stardew Valley game. No, I said The Forest is a survival one, right?
Yep. The survival horror one.
When
Is it horror?
yeah, Dan, Brayden, and I were doing the show. Dan streamed this game with Brayden and I sitting there. There was lots of squealing, and it wasn't necessarily all from Brayden.
I didn't think it was a horror. I thought it was just survival. All right, that's a dude. That's like an axe murderer dude.
Well, see, when we played it as well, I think Dan just bought it on a whim.
Yeah, it was completely randomly.
And we didn't know what it was.
Is that when you start out in a plane crash?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have played that. I didn't see any horror. I just fell into a sinkhole and couldn't get out.
Well, you didn't explore that sinkhole enough because there's mutants living under that place, and they come out at night and they want to eat your face.
I don't think I lasted until nighttime.
So very popular. I think it's one of the games Dan got obsessed with, isn't it, Braden?
Yeah. Oh, he got deep into this one.
And it's got the mask in it.
Yeah, smoking.
That is not how you split wood, I'll say. That was inaccurate splitting of wood.
Oh, 2 out of 10.
That is an inaccurate zombie.
Too much water. Anyway, that comes out.
I
When's
like
that? 23rd.
Michael Towns' comment, Son of the Forest, Forrest Gump 2.
Oh, gee, did you see that?
No, I
Look
looked
at that.
Oh,
That's gross.
Oh, yuck.
So we're only up to the 23rd of February, and already there's been like 8 AAA games coming out.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Followed closely by something not quite as terrifying, Octopath Traveler 2.
I love this special edition you've got on the desk here. It's so good. So good.
It is. If those of you haven't seen it, it's like a book, and you open it up, and each page is a like a fold-out book or a pop-up book of a scene of the main character.
So,
or
did you
one of the main
pre-order
characters.
that, or that just came in and you were able to grab
I
it?
picked it up after launch at some point.
Wow.
I'm assuming someone cancelled a pre-order or something.
That's so good.
Yeah,
so
it's
pretty.
so
The
good.
pop-up... Anyway, Octopath Traveler 2. What a game.
I, from what I can tell, it's going to be more of this, more of the same essentially, which is nothing wrong with that.
No.
Pick from one of 8 characters. I think there was a few slightly different things in this one, though, wasn't there? When it come to meeting the other characters.
Yeah, so the first game, spoilers, you don't all come together at the end.
No.
You don't really interact with the other characters. But it's been, I don't know if revealed, but the storyline will cross over with all the characters in this one a lot more.
This was one of the first sort of that 2.5D old school look that I really dug. Like I really,
With the
really dug.
ray tracing lighting effect type thing.
Yeah.
It makes it look like
Chrono Trigger.
It makes it look like a diorama
Yes.
or
Perfect.
like one of the shadow box.
What I really liked about it is, so you'd come up against a villain who's like a human, say a naughty magician, and they're the same size as you, right? But then you go into the battle screen, and they're like 25 feet tall. This looks beautiful. The girl chasing the lizard. Even that water looks great. Man, Chrono Trigger, just...
So yeah,
on.
I'm pretty keen.
Chrono Trigger.
I'm keen for this.
Oh my gosh.
You should say that again, Ben. It might actually happen.
Chrono Trigger.
Nope,
Like this.
look at that.
Please.
Didn't happen. Whoops.
So also coming out on the same day as this, the 24th of February, is the official death of the Switch, because Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is on its way.
So which one was this originally on? This is a remake, yeah?
It's the Wii...
Is it
Wii
a
or Wii U?
port?
Wii. It's a... no, I think it's a remake.
Port or a remake?
Well, they up-buffed it.
They
Up-raised
look really pretty. They look how nice and clean it is.
Yeah, but it's Kirby. So it sucks.
We
But,
apparently.
but that
Nintendo anyway.
the most recent Kirby game was really good.
Oh, what was that?
Nothing.
The
No, sorry, I just got kneed under the table.
Oh,
Stop saying everything sucks.
It was a joke, because that's what Kirby does.
the most. I get it now. Yeah, I heard the most recent Kirby game was really, really good.
It was. That was with Kirby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Harvey.
That was Forgotten
Forgotten Car.
Forgotten Island. No.
The
Okay. Yeah, that was a heap of fun. That one.
Yeah.
Kirby sucks because he sucks people in. It was a pun, because he's also rubbish. Then in March...
Oh, yes.
Floppy.
Remake of Resident Evil 4. I am so keen. I've loved every remake that they've done so far. Well, 2 and 3.
Now, is it the best Resident Evil of all time?
That's so subjective, man.
Yeah, true.
I think Resident. Wow. They're so different. So many different of them. So many of them are so good for so many different reasons. My favorite is Resident Evil 2
Okay.
for reasons, but Resident Evil 4, took it into that third person over the shoulder, took it into a whole new different directions. Probably breathed new life because it changed it up enough. So, look, Resident Evil 1, amazing for what it did. Resident Evil 4, amazing for what it did. Resident Evil 2, amazing for the whole sort of twin-sided stories. This took it out of Raccoon City.
Yep. And
Took it-
tanks.
and tank controls, and took it into a whole new direction, but brought back one of the most loved characters like Leon.
No, it's... Leon!
Leon. But yeah, I'm super keen. I can't wait. Another one that Brayden probably won't play.
Are they bringing out, or have they brought out the VR Resident Evil 4 yet? Has that been released yet?
I'm not 100% sure.
Because that was being remade as well.
Don't know.
And finally, in May, we got a little game called Tears of the Kingdom. It's It's coming out. You're fighting through all those mystical 3D realms that have been there, and you play as Princess Zelda. There you go. Heard it here
Really?
first.
What?
No. I
Oh.
just said everything that I possibly could to be wrong to infuriate. I know
Everyone.
someone out there cares, I'm sure. And then we've got games that are coming out without release dates. And again, these are just the AAA games. Get a hold of this. Redfall, Starfield, Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League, Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 16, Star Wars Jedi Survivor,
Yes.
Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora.
So many.
All coming out possibly in the first half of the year.
So many. I'm going to be so broken, have no time to play any of them.
No,
There's way too many good games in that list.
I think we're going to have
What
to...
was Redfall?
Redfall was the vampire one.
That vampire one.
Oh, there's another vampire one coming that I'm really keen on, but it's this year.
Yeah?
Evil West.
Evil West.
Yeah, it's one. It's like Borderlands meets Red Dead with vampires.
Cool. I guess. We almost need to sit down and go, right, who wants to do this game? Who wants to do this game? Who
Yeah,
wants to do this
almost.
game? Just to make sure we can cover most of them.
Townsy says Redfoo was part of LMFAO. Thanks, Townsy.
Floppy,
Yes.
what do you do?
I occasionally do a little thing called Floppy Plays Games on Instagram, which has not been much over the last few weeks. But, actually, no. If we can pull up my Instagram page there, Braden.
That we can.
It was my birthday a little while ago.
Oh, happy
birthday.
birthday!
Happy
Happy
Right
birthday!
old age of
Happy birthday!
birthday.
27
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
plus a few more.
I
I turned 42.
Happy birthday!
I'm a 42-year-old man.
Happy birthday!
Thank you, mate. Thank you. It was lovely. And
Happy
Anto,
birthday.
Anto got me a little birthday present.
Oh, happy birthday!
I know.
Happy birthday!
If you are able to pull up my Instagram there, he got me the PlayStation 1 Biohazard, also known as Resident Evil, controller.
Oh,
So this thing it's so ugly, it's beautiful. It is really weird. So
it's
one,
like me, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
It is designed.
It's like Leah Michelle, right?
No,
Oh.
she's just ugly. Sorry, from Anto and Coda, I might add. Thank you, Anto. So this is designed to basically have everything right where it should be for the control scheme layout of playing Resident Evil.
Oh, like Leah Michelle.
The right hand hand grip is a trigger. The left hand is kind of like and it looks like a pistol grip too. The left hand kind of looks like you're holding a knife, but it has no function. There's only one trigger on the right hand side. There's two R1 buttons depending on what controller scheme layout you like. It is weird. It is so cool. It is so cool.
That
I love
looks
it.
dope. That does look pretty cool.
I've wanted one for quite a while. And yeah, just really nice little surprise one day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
lovely.
there you go. So it's got like a knife handle on one side and like a pistol grip on the other.
So what did you get Anto?
I didn't actually get him anything. We share a birthday too, same day.
10 years apart. Happy birthday.
I went to Queensland the next day.
That was your gift. Your gift to him is I'm not going to be here.
was,
Oh, there he is.
that was me in Queensland after my birthday, where I found a claw strider outside of a hotel from Horizon. You can bring that up. That was actually really cool.
Okay. Yes.
So,
It's, no, that's Floppy and Leah Michelle.
so that was outside of a hotel in Surfers Paradise. There's a massive claw strider from Horizon.
I
Forbidden
do like the
West.
way it looks like it's just opening up its jaw to go nom 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 on your
I
head.
may have planned that a little bit.
Looks great.
Did I survive? No, I totally died,
Yeah.
says Townsy. In
This
the
is
chat.
Floppy 2.
Yeah.
This is our
Flopoo.
backup.
Flopoo? No, not Flopoo.
Floppoo.
Flopoo.
Brayden,
Hello.
what are you doing with yourself?
Oh, I'm at uni. Yeah.
Tells lies.
doing the
I'm
uni?
also at work with the wonderful Dan McGuinness. May he rest in peace. And you know what?
What?
If you're watching this right now, or you're watching it in the week after it gets released, come to the Comic and Toy Fair in Adelaide.
Yes.
We'll all be there.
We'll all be there.
We need to have a legacy dino shot with
Yeah.
all of us. So Anto, you, Dan.
Those SingStar microphones in a coffee cup.
Oh,
Yes, you should just have
bring
them
them.
there. It'd be great.
I have SingStar microphones.
So do I.
I do also do a movie podcast. You can go watch Millennial Movie Talk or
What?
listen to it
What are you
25
guys
that's a good
doing for the
choice.
movies, like the classic movies that you hadn't watched?
Oh, we haven't done that in a long time.
What was the last one you did off the wheel?
Oh, I'm trying to just think of the oldest thing that we've watched. Oh, actually, no. So these are. I'm not saying these are old. Don't call me a zoomer. But Michaela and I just watched for the first time. We watched Seven.
You've
and
never watched Seven?
I've never seen Seven.
You finally know what's in the box.
What's in the box?
Leah Michelle.
It's
Oh.
not Leah Michelle. It's Gwyneth Paltrow.
And
And also watched Zodiac.
Oh,
how
nice.
good is Zodiac, man?
Oh my god, it was excellent.
That
Hey,
really
so
made
good.
me like Jake. Now, is it Gyllenhaal or
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal?
Gyllenhaal.
Made me really like Jake Gyllenhaal.
But yeah, he is apparently quite good in a film that came out last year, which is basically like a one-man play.
The
where
one
he
with
plays
when he's
like
the-
a 911 operator.
Yeah, I watched that. It's really good.
Yeah, I heard he was excellent in it.
He's excellent, man.
But no, I've mainly just been really enjoying She-Hulk. Everyone else on the show has been
Can you-
really deep in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
I was about to ask about, but before we do, can you relay that story about She-Hulk that you told us just before?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Because it's my favorite thing.
is
ever.
it how boring She-Hulk is?
No. So if anyone were to go back and listen to MMT from the last couple months, you'd know that Alex has been going through and watching The Sopranos, and has never seen The Sopranos before, and didn't know any of the plot or anything about it. Those of you who have been watching She-Hulk would know,
Or have watched Sopranos.
or who've watched Sopranos, would know that in She-Hulk, hit character Madison, who is a very tipsy, very drunk girl who gets teleported to Wong from Doctor Strange's room as he's trying to watch The Sopranos, she just full-on spoils multiple deaths in The Sopranos, and Alex hadn't known about any of that, and She-Hulk spoiled The Sopranos for him, and he's livid. He's so angry about it, and I get it. I feel bad for him because, like, if I was in that situation, like, that sucks. But holy shit, is that so funny? And I just laughed at him forever. Also, Sandman's very good.
Exceptionally good.
I can't get into it. Hey,
Really?
I'm not saying it's bad.
Okay,
I'm not saying it's
Have
bad.
you watched the first episode?
I can't get through the first episode.
That's my exact thing I thought of as I was watching
Yes.
it. If you don't know that Sandman is this big like thing, it's Neil Gaiman's baby.
So I know
it's
what
a
Sandman
big comic
is.
book. It's
He
a
was
big deal.
19 when he wrote it. 19.
I've read some of Sandman.
Yep.
My neighbor, who's a very, very good friend, big Neil Gaiman fan, big Sandman fan, has huge hardcover
The big
like,
Absolute
volumes.
editions.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
So I've stopped trying because I think I would like it
Yeah.
at another time.
The
I'm
first
just not
episode
gonna
is
ruin it for
incredibly
myself now.
hard for
Yeah.
people to get into.
So my mate keeps telling me, if you're not going to watch it, just watch episode 6.
Ooh, I would just straight up say, just start from episode 2 if you can't get into episode 1.
I would say go to the ones that were released after the season. Like they released 2 episodes at the end of the season as a bonus. They have no ties to any continuity at all. They're standalone tales. There's a cat one, and then there's one on the Muse. If you watch the Muse one, I think that kind of perfectly encapsulates the comic.
It's incredibly done.
Yeah.
The other
It's
thing
so
is,
well done.
I've got a lot of stuff to watch and play anyway, so I might just not. I'll get to it one day.
Also fair.
What'd you think of Better Call Saul finale?
I haven't been watching it.
Oh.
I'm the only person on MMT who hasn't been watching Better Call Saul. Everyone else has been watching it though,
Yep.
and they all freaking love it.
Excellent character writing.
They've gone from saying like, "Oh, Better Call Saul is a really good spin-off of Breaking Bad," to Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad.
Ran longer
to
than it.
Better Call Saul is now just more Breaking Bad.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah, everyone, they're all like absolutely loving it.
Yep.
Just in the chat, Anto, what are you calling rubbish to in the chat?
Probably something that we like.
Something good. But also another shout out. The Bear is apparently very good. It's about a cook.
The bear.
I don't know. Just look it up. Apparently, it's really, really good.
Okay.
Cool.
But yeah, we talk about movies and stuff. And buy comics at Greenlight Comics.
Yes, very important. And when you're not buying comics at Greenlight Comics, you can look at the comics that I buy over at Mr. Benjamin, because that's where I put all the stuff that I buy. I'm running out of room in my games room, so I've had to slow down.
I'll take some.
No.
Okay.
I'll take some.
And have to. Although I did find. So you can see on the desk here for the podcast.
This was hilarious.
Listeners, I've got a Super Famicom hard case, which is what they used in Japan to carry around their Super Famicoms or Super Nintendos when they went to friends' houses or took it out and about. So I had one of them. Now, when I moved house about 3 years ago, I put in, I packed somewhere all my amiibos up, and I packed away my Mario amiibos, my gold Mario amiibo, my silver Mario amiibo, and my normal Mario amiibo. They were a collection I had of the first run. They're worth a little bit of money now. I couldn't find them anywhere. For years and years and years that we've been here, I assumed I live probably 250 meters away from my old house. I could not find.
Can confirm.
Everything else made the trip across. Could not find these damn amiibo. I assume my parents had thrown them out because when I was a kid, my parents used to throw out all my stuff all the time.
I like that you think they threw out your stuff as an adult.
It's scars, man.
They just come
Scars.
over and be like, don't need that.
Yep,
Throw it.
it's what they do.
You'd be like, get out of my house.
Well, they were helping me move, so I just assumed that they
Get out of my house with that box, put it in my car, then come back and get another one.
That's right. Anyway, I was here with Floppy and Braden just before. And Floppy said, "Oh, what's that case?" And I went, "Oh, it's for holding your Super Nintendo." I went to open it up, and they were in there. They were in this case. It's been sitting in my games room for 3 years.
He's given his parents so much courage.
I just gave up about ever seeing them again. And there they were in that case. So here they are on the desk in front of me. I'm very happy to be reunited with them. Now I have to find room for them.
I like Townsy's impersonation of your parents. Whoa, honey. Come look at Ben's stupid nerd crap. Let's burn it.
He knows my parents well. I also do a thing called Bad Game Arts over on Instagram, where I put up the worst video game art that has ever graced the blue and green earth. That's it. That's all the colours.
Comic book covers.
Yeah, that's Mr. Benjamin. That's my personal one, where I put up all my cool stuff. And now we're going to go to Bad Game Arts as Braden does his wizardry and quickly navigates.
Clicky keys.
Navigates there to Bad Game Arts. Now,
I haven't looked at these for a little while.
So if you look in the top right-hand corner there, Braden, this was a lawsuit just waiting to happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of properties there.
So we got Chumley.
I'm sure they were all put in there legally.
Eat
Sonic,
your heart out, Fortnite.
And Bison.
some flaming people. We got. I love that Bowser. Look at the Bowser.
Is that
next to Hacker.
Bowser?
That's Bowser. And Bison's there. The dude from Virtual Fighter, and then some generic guy.
Goku.
Goku's there. And then also we've got.
And it's just called Pro 2.
Yeah, something like that. So this one here, this is what childbirth looks like. So if you go to Bad Game Arts, that's
Sorry to all mothers watching.
That's what it looks like.
Not what childbirth looks like.
I don't know, Floppy. I think that is exactly what childbirth
There's
looks
a
like.
guy here that's been at 4 of them. Yeah, that only... look.
Yeah, but like...
No more than 1 out of 4 looks like that.
I got shown one video in year 9 and like, you know...
Horrific, I bet.
So if you want to see what childbirth looks like, head on over to Bad Game Arts, where you can see that.
1 out of 4 child.
Just lots of ripping.
What is going on there?
This is the battle through time. So you can fight dinosaurs and helicopters.
And biplanes.
Floppy, you remember the hit auteur of Do Gen Grant?
I thought you were going to say, you remember when dinosaurs were around?
Oof.
Bad Game Arts bring you all the classic stuff, like Miner.
Wow.
I don't even remember putting Miner up. What's Miner?
Maniac Miner?
What did I say up there?
I
can't
wanna
tell
have a
what that
gag
picture
here. I
is.
really do, but I have no idea what is going on here.
I can't
that's
tell what
good.
that picture is.
Yep, I have no idea what's happening.
Is that a skeleton arm?
I
For the
think I was-
48K ZX Spectrum.
Well, the ZX Spectrum was a high-end machine back in 1972.
Wow.
Dylan the Villains reminded me in the live chat that I didn't post his up. I'm sorry, Dylan. That'll go up very, very soon as well.
Did he find one for you?
He's found a couple for me. This one's a pro wrestling one as well. It's absolutely
Ooh,
ridiculous. So
doozy.
that'll be on next show. But until next show, we've been Hack the Dino. You've been you, which is a good thing because there's only one Leah Michelle. And one thing that Leah Michelle has taught us is that you don't stop believing, hold on to that feeling, because Corey Monteith is dead. Leah Michelle.